What's up, guys? Welcome back. Glad you're here. On today's review, we have a great one, as always. That's right, with school just approaching right around the corner. What a better deck to show. That's right, we're going back to school in this one. Class is now in session because we're going to be looking at the In-Session Playing Cards Freshman Year Edition by Danny Carey. So, grab your pencils and pens. We're going there. Let's go. The In-Session Playing Cards by Danny Carey is a deck that's now on Kickstarter. This deck is inspired by his childhood memories of being in elementary school. The whole design is based around the Peachy folder, which was a staple among students growing up in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. Most of us had them, and they're one of the recognizable items of our past. The front of the tuck box is going to have that resemblance of that Peachy folder there, as you can see. It's going to say In-Session Playing Cards at the top in that very nice fancy font, and it's going to have a hand drawn spinning a card in a pirouette form on their finger. At the bottom right, it's going to say Freshman Year. The left side of the tuck box is going to say In-Session Playing Cards Freshman Year. The right side of the tuck box is going to say Premium Playing Cards Made in the USA. The back design on the tuck box is going to have a partial of that design wrapping around from the front and sides, and then you're going to see this multiplication table, which was also drawn from inspiration of the Peachy folder as well, which was very, very small in that folder. Since this is a prototype deck, the bottom of the tuck box on mine might vary, but as you can see, there's some ad copy there at the bottom. On the prototype, there's no tuck seal, but that could change after the final product is had, and part of the design from the front also comes up above. That's it for the tuck box. Let's look at the cards. The back design on the deck itself is a borderless one-way design, as you can see, and it also matches the back of that Peachy folder to a T. On the back of the Peachy folders, it features three kind of sports characters or cartoon-esque characters. He decided to put this in card form and put three hands doing different flourishes. This deck is a beautiful kind of tan and brown color, once again, to match the inspiration behind it. And that's it for the back design. This deck does come printed by the United States Playing Card Company on their classic grade stock. It does have a traditional cut and an air cushion emboss, and this is a limited edition run of only 1,000 decks. With this deck, you're going to receive some extras. The first is going to be this cool report card looking card. It's going to have different signatures at the bottom. I'm assuming one is Danny Carey's himself, and the other is Darren Lee, who helped do the illustrations on the deck. The card's going to feature names such as Chris Kenner, Chris Ramsey, and even Shin Lim. The next two cards are going to be your jokers. They're going to look very close to duplicates, but I assure you that they are not. These fully custom jokers feature paddles with a brown circle in the back. The one is going to have a 4 of spades reveal on it, and the other is going to have ISPC for in-session playing cards. The last card is going to be a duplicate 4 of spades, which is great for magic effects such as card to impossible location and more. The pips and indices in this deck are your United States Playing Card Company standard with a different recoloring as well as slight customization. As you can see, the reds in this deck are now that kind of golden tan color, and the blacks are now that darker brown color. The court cards in this deck are also the same, except they took away the borders to give it a cleaner look, as well as replace the reds and blues with more of that same colorway of the tans and browns. This deck is still great for cardistry, gameplay, or magic. The aces in this deck follow suit literally as well until we get over to the more prominent of the aces, the ace of spades. You're going to have a couple of diagonal lines passing through on the background from corner to corner. You're going to have the enlarged spade pip there with a large A+ to kind of go along with the theme of kind of school of cardistry almost. That's it for this deck. Join me now for my final thoughts. All right, my final thoughts on this deck. Like I said, guys, this is a prototype, but I mean, it does feel amazing. NPC's putting out just great stuff. It's as close to the original or the finished product that it's gonna be. I gotta give it a B-. I mean, this is just a beautiful deck of cards. I mean, it really is. You know, the colorway, I love. Everybody seems to be doing the reds, the blacks, the yellows, the purples, right? Not so often do you see a tannish kind of colorway on a deck, right? And it's kind of, it's like fruit for the eyes a little bit, you know? It makes you look again. And that's something that I can appreciate a lot. The only thing that I'm not a fan of, and this is just my personal preference, don't let this deter you, like I said, is the one-way back design. If you've been following me for some time, you guys know I'm not a fan of one-way back designs. It's a pet peeve of mine, I know, but I will say I do like this design. This is great for cardistry, 1,000%. I mean, 1,000%. And like I said, even Magic, poker with the friends, whoever, doesn't matter. This deck can do it all. It's like an all-around utility. I mean, it really is. With the standardized faces, it's definitely recognizable, which is great for the guys out there that want to use it for close-up and then also want to bust out a cool cardistry flourish or whatever the case, right? This is right up your alley. And like I said, these are live on Kickstarter right now. Only 1,000 of these decks, so don't miss out. The only other thing on these that I wish I would have been able to see, but I get why he did it, is how the red and the blacks are the tan and the brown. I think those two colors are so close that it almost gets lost, right? You almost go, wait, was it a diamond or was it a club? I think it would have been nicer to see a bigger difference. So keep the reds red and then do the tan or brown for the blacks, or vice versa. At least do the blacks black and then do the reds in that golden color or that brown color to kind of give a definitive difference. That's all. But like I said, these are just my opinions. But other than that, it's a solid deck, guys. I mean, 1,000% a solid deck. So like I said, guys, these are on Kickstarter right now. I'll link everything down below where you guys can go ahead and check these out. Get them now while you can. A lot of great deals over there. Danny's just a great humble dude, man. He really is such a solid guy, man. Just great. So yeah, but that's all I can say about this deck, guys. I do want to thank Danny Carey for sending out this deck so I could do the review for you. And if you enjoyed this review, you know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you beautiful people on the next one.